customizedwalls.com and one of the moderators for the interior design community. I have a really spectacular show. It's going to be fantastic. We're talking with the Style Spotters about market preview for this spring's market, and everybody's really, really excited, right, guys?
Yeah.
Like amazing. This is the first time they've met, sort of, you know. So it's kind of exciting, and we're really going to start off with some great introductions so you get to meet who these special style spotters are for High Point Market. I'm going to start sort of at the bottom. Patty, why don't you introduce yourself?
Had this opportunity to be a style spotter this year at High Point. Actually, it was quite a moment when I got the call from Mona. Very exciting for me. Very surprising to me, actually. I'm in Ohio, and I've been doing this pretty much on and off for about 25 years as far as design and renovation. And the majority of my projects are full home renovation and design. So it's a lot of moving walls and reconfiguring, as well as you know, the design of the furnishings. And I would say the majority of my clientele, the majority are empty nesters, but not all. But I love what I do. Again, I've been here in the Cincinnati area for a little over 3 years, but loving it.
Oh, that's amazing. I was really excited when I saw your name up there too, because I just think I'm excited to see what you're gonna be spotting. Now, Michelle, introduce yourself. I've heard a lot about you, but we've never met. So tell us a little bit about your practice and about you. Michelle.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I didn't hear my name.
That's okay.
My name is Michelle Jennings-Wiebe. I think this is, I'm heading into the fifth market as a style spotter. They've kind of dubbed me Style Spotter Emeritus, and I kind of help the group, and it's really fun. So I'm really, really excited for you guys in April, because we're going to have a lot of fun. I am an interior designer based out of Tampa, Florida. My firm is Studio M, and gosh, I've been doing it for 24 years now, because I started when I was 10. We specialize in luxury new construction, and we have a staff of 10. And again, I'm just super excited about High Point. Oh, and I'm also on the High Point Market Board now, starting in January, so that's been exciting too. So,
congratulations!
It does sound exciting. Lori, we're going to go next to you. You and I have been friends for a while, but I want to hear the scoop. Tell us all about you.
Well, first of all, I'm really, really honored and thrilled to be part of this team. It's pretty incredible, and I couldn't be more excited about it. I'm an interior designer here in Los Angeles. I've been practicing here in LA for about maybe 20 years. Wow. And I specialize in full home renovations, guts, and specialize in kitchens and baths, and like Patty said, just gut from start to finish. I'm also co-founder of the Kitchen Design Network, which I'm very excited about as well, where we are an ultimate design resource for kitchen-obsessed consumers, designers, and brands to all come together, and we should be getting that launched very shortly, hopefully before High Point, our new site. And I am just really excited to meet all of you, walk the floor, and really go find some great new finds and inspiration. It should be great. I'm so excited.
Fantastic. Well, next we have Leslie Hendrickswood. Hi, Leslie. Tell us a little bit about your design practice, of course, your blog.
Well, I have a design practice in Midland, Texas. That's in West Texas, out in the desert. Is everything coming across okay, Lori?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's coming great.
Okay. I'm at my house, and it's kind of remote, so I was a little concerned about the internet connection. Anyway, I have been designing on and off for 20 years. Took some time off and designed part-time when my children were young. And now that they have grown up, I've started designing full-time, about 5 years now. And I also have a blog, Hadley Court, and it won Best New Design Blog in 2013 by the Design Bloggers Conference. So that sort of took wings of its own, and I've really enjoyed that. And so honored to be among this great group, and very excited to see what all unfolds.
I can imagine. It's going to be a great market. I can tell that. Katie, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Katie Curtis. I run an interior design firm in New York City, and I have also been practicing for 25 years. I actually started when I was 5. No. Anyway, I'm in Chicago today on a photo shoot. We do about 50% commercial and 50% residential work, so I'm on a shoot of one of our commercial projects here in Chicago. We primarily do high-end residential, gut renovations, kitchen and baths, same as everybody else here. And I'm going to be hitting High Point Market this year on the tail end after a trip to India. A sourcing trip, and yeah, I'm going to be looking for everything exotic and new in the U.S. On the tail end of that.
That's so exciting. You must be really like, that's a lot to do.
I haven't had time to think about it, unfortunately, but yeah, I'm super excited. I'm going to ABC Carpet. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with them in New York. They source a lot of their products at High Point Market, and they're taking me to where they actually make the rugs, and I'm going to get to go straight to the source, which is really exciting for me, and also one of the reasons I love going to High Point.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Jonathan, you tell us about your practice.
Oh my goodness. Well, I am a designer and interior consultant in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I work and I'm published internationally. And this is one of many trips to High Point Market, but first and foremost and most excitingly, this is the first time as a style spotter. I'm very excited about it. I also feel the competition. I feel like I'm up against some really great people who know what they're doing, and it's like beating them to the things I want to get. It's going to be really hard. I actually want to pack sneakers.
We have one of our moderators has been a style spotter, Jeannie Chung, right? So she's told us it is kind of a race, right? To get to those like spots that everybody wants to get to. So it's like kind of trend setting and mixed with like Amazing Race.
I actually picked an item to talk about today, and someone had beat me to it, so it's real.
It happened. That's funny. Well, Courtney, you're up next. You're going to have to unmute, but I want to know all about your practice.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Fantastic. Hi, everyone. My name is Courtney Lake, and I run a firm out of San Francisco called Monogram Decor. A lot of you all may know me from my blog, Courtney Out Loud. I spent about 2 years basically doing lifestyle blogging and styling for a bunch of different brands, and parlayed that about 3 years ago into a full-time firm. So this is going to be my second trip out to High Point, and I'm absolutely excited to be with everyone. I might be the only person here that can say I don't have 20 years of experience. So
that's good.
Like 20 seems to be the magical number here. But I think that if you added everything together, I might have 20 years of something. So, but with that said, I am absolutely excited to be among a fantastic group of women as well as men, because normally I'm the rooster in the hen house. So the fact that there's another dude with me, right on. I'm absolutely excited to be with. But for me, the trip really is about, most of my clients are dealing with the first-time home buyers. This is San Francisco, so we really are dealing with finding the absolute best that can fit into a small space, and that's what I'm really going to be looking for when I'm at High Point. Really beautiful sculptural pieces that will be the jewels in what normally is a jewel box called San Francisco.
I love that idea. I love that idea. So, Beth, it's your turn. You tell us all about you.
Hi, my name is Beth Dotolo, and I am the co-owner of Pulp Design Studios. My partner is Carolina Gentry, and we are based in both Dallas and Seattle. We started in Dallas and have expanded to Seattle. And basically, we both have backgrounds in commercial and hospitality design, and right now we're focusing on high-end residential and just a little bit of the commercial and hospitality. And so that's kind of what we're doing. We also have a little online shop called pulphome.com. and a blog called hellosplendor.com. And so we're really excited because I feel like in my mind I've been style spotting for years now, but I'm excited to actually do it officially. So I'm really glad to be coming to High Point. I'm glad to meet everybody, and I can't wait to see kind of what everything has to offer, all the new introductions and everything. It's really exciting.
That's great. It sounds like, I mean, I actually have looked at your website. Awesome. So,
Thank you.
are you going to be spotting for your practice and for your shop?
Well, I think they kind of go hand in hand. I mean, everything in our shop we use for our clients, so we do that. But also, some of the things I'm looking to style spot too are things that can be customized, because a lot of our clients, they just love having things that are unique to them and unique to their space. So, I'm looking for things. Our slogan is curated style, meaningful design, and splendid living. So I think if anything fits under that category, it'll kind of go hand in hand with both the shop and the interior design firm. So
that's fantastic. Last but not least, we have Ariane. Why don't you unmute yourself and tell us all about your practice?
I'm so excited. Well, I can say, Courtney, you're not the only one without 20 years experience. I'm there too. I am an interior decorator. I recently moved from Houston, Texas to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And so I have rebuilt my business, but also I have been blogging about that adventure and about designing and decorating my new dream home in Louisiana. I'm very excited about going to market, not only to meet the fabulous crew, who I can just tell based on this hangout that we're going to have a lot of fun, but I love market because it is the ultimate challenge for a shopper like me. I mean, just conquering it.
No one's conquered it.
Nobody's ever done it. So just to be able to see as much as I can in that short period of time, I'm excited to do it. But for me, the things I'm looking for are sort of like what Courtney said, the jewelry for the home. I love the accessories, the lighting, the things that are the finishing touches for a space. I really get inspired by those vignettes created at market, and that's what I'm going to be looking for and looking at as I determine the things I'm spotting for the style this year.
Well, that's kind of interesting. I think a lot of people go with this plan to, see the entire thing. I've been to High Point a couple times now. It definitely is an impossible thing to see everything because they have so many awesome events. Plus, they have the showrooms, and it's just massive square footage. Because before we get into sort of your previews, I'm kind of interested, Michelle, because you've done this now for so many times. What are some of the tips you might have for the style spotters to make sure they maximize that time?
Yeah, that's great. I think one of the most important things is just to pre-plan where you want to go. I really go with a set schedule. Like every day is pretty full. Some of the showrooms, the larger showrooms, the Centuries, the Bakers, the Bernhardts, really want you to have an appointment, and they'll usually connect you with their marketing or communications manager, and you'll get a private tour. And then if it's the smaller guys, if you're going in an inner hall or whatever, you don't need an appointment. But, I usually group my days almost by buildings or areas. So one day might be the IHFC building, one day might be Market Square, one day might be Hamilton Wren District. But then, you also put in time for networking events. You put in time for parties. There's a lot of parties. It seems like almost every evening. Educational seminars. So, I just suggest building your schedule, because if you just kind of go up to fly by the seat of your pants, you can get a little overwhelmed. And I think most of us are mixing in client work as well. So, you have to kind of count for that too. So.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to start with the preview because there's so many great things to see, and I definitely want everyone to get the opportunity to share all these great items. So I'm going on to screen share for my computer. I'm going to kind of pop it up here and screen share out, and you'll start seeing on my screen the images. Tell me whose this one first.
Well, it's so fitting. It's me. I was the last introduction, but first preview. That's Ariane. It's me, and I love this. I told looking for the jewelry, for the accessories and lighting, and this particular piece was found in the accessory guide on page 45. It's from Visual Comfort and Company, and what I loved about this piece is, we've talked about the resurgence of metal, metallics, golds, brass. I always love something that has a nod to tradition, but also is very modern leaning, and I think this piece in particular is just a great blend of several elements, and I think if you want a visual of the type of thing I'm going to be looking for at market, that's a perfect image right there.
Oh, wonderful. And I was wondering too, because we have some great images. Whose is this next one? Hello, everybody?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I love it.
I do too. I'm seeing it and liking it.
Right. I love it.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Sorry about that. This one. How about this?
Oh, that's mine. That's from Natural Curiosities. It's an art house here in Los Angeles, which blew me away. I was invited to their art space a couple weeks ago, and as designers, we're all inspired by travel, by flea markets, by nature, and this is an art house that creates the most exquisite, unique art pieces, all out of natural elements. And every single artisan who's in this shop has a passion for nature and art, obviously. And what they end up doing, these are giclée prints from a series of French textiles that were sourced from flea markets and antique shops around the world, and they've expanded the framework of it to blow them up almost into 48 by 48 4-foot by 4-foot pieces that create such an incredible impact in a space, and the color, the texture, and it's really phenomenal. And this I did not see in their shop, but when I was flipping through the furniture guide, it blew me away, because I'm inspired by nature every day. I may not look like a really natural girl sometimes, but I love, love, love nature. And what I can't wait to see are all of the other pieces that they have that, they take shapes and forms of just a palm frond, and they will either, they'll flatten it for 8 weeks in a special iron, and do the most incredible artwork with it. So I love everything that they do. They're also making furniture as well now. So I think it's a real gem.
Yeah, I've been following Natural Curiosities for a while too. I think we saw them, in New York or in London. They're just so many amazing things. I mean, it's amazing things everywhere.
We use them all the time, and their price points are also really excellent for beautiful pieces of art. They're just such a great source.
They're so great. I want everything from them. Yeah.
The world I came in before I got into design was printing, and I actually know the guy who made up the word giclée. So, and I followed that. Yeah, I know Jack Degan, and I kind of was in that industry when my first job out of college, and I was in that industry more than I've been in this industry, and it's amazing to me, printing on canvas, like how huge that has gotten, and how high quality. I mean, you can sometimes put them next to the original, and you really cannot tell the difference. The color is just right on.
The colors are amazing. Yeah.
It's pretty unbelievable. Let's start with the next one. We already did right here.
Yeah, so that's me. These are just two pieces that I love that Shay picked out that I'm really inspired by. One of our taglines is unrestrained yet very refined. So I'm really looking for pieces that are mixes of materials, and I love this Studio A cabinet with the gold leaf and the mix of the oyster shells and the gold on the screen. I haven't seen this piece yet from Curry, and I'm dying to see it in real life. It's got to be stunning.
Now, which guide is this one in?
This is in the furniture guide on page 100.
Okay. Definitely that's going to be, I see this as being something that quite a few people will try to spot. So that's a great pick. Let's go to our next.
Oh, that's mine. So I chose this. This is actually in the furniture guide, and I think it's page 70 of the furniture guide. And what I'm calling out here is the Glow Lighting, and they're actually a Czech glass blowing company. And when I saw them at market last time, I had seen them here and there, but when I got to actually get in their entire showroom, I was totally blown away, because they have this beautiful hand-blown Czech glass that you can kind of you can customize, or you can buy their inline products, and they have lots of like sculptural objects or little decorative objects, and then they have this beautiful electrified lighting. And so, I can imagine this light fixture used as sort of like, this beautiful statement piece with some more like traditional or classic furniture. So I mean, I'm just always blown away by their stuff, and I just can't wait to kind of like customize some of their pieces and see what they have to offer this market. It's beautiful.
Ooh, that's going to be super cool. I can definitely see that. Here we have our next.
That's mine. I like the coffee table there, and to be honest with you, I've not been in Alden Park showroom, but I'm certainly going to make a stop there first thing. What I like about the coffee table is that I think it is a really good mix of traditional and modern. My design aesthetic is more traditional, timeless design, but I think this is one of those pieces that your client that's wanting a little bit more contemporary look can inject that into their design space and have it look really seamless in a traditional space. I love the marble top on it and the lines and the legs. I think it's just a stunning piece.
Oh, I think it's going to be definitely a big pick, so that's exciting. And I'm watching the comments come in from the stream, and people are really excited about your picks. So,
Good.
And this next one, the Stanford furniture. Do we know whose this one is?
Oh, that's mine. Okay. Sorry, I keep losing you. This is by Stanford Furniture, and although I have not personally ordered from them before, they have a lot of customizable features, such as they can do sofas by the inch, and sometimes we all have that one client that may be bigger in size, or there just has to be something that your standard depth is not going to work with. So I'm excited to learn more about this company. What I liked about this chair is that it makes a strong statement, but I tend to design a little bit more of a neutral room with splashes of color, and I tend to try to balance between kind of a masculine and feminine to kind of please both people when I'm designing for them, and I felt like this was a good piece that you could design around. I like the painted finish on it. I like because I love orange. I love anything orange. And I think it would make a great accent piece in a room or even in a pair. But I just love this. I love the wood trim on it. It just is kind of a twist on a wingback. Because when you mention wingback to a lot of your clients, it sounds like, oh, grandma's chair. So I love this.
Now, which guide was this in, and which page?
This is the designer preview guide, and this is. I was worried it wasn't going to come up. When I look at the flip book, it's on page 27, but the page that it shows up on is page 25. So, not sure what happened there, but it must have worked out with 27 because that's the right picture. So.
Okay, wonderful. Well, we're up to this picture.
Oh, that's me. That's
Yay!
That's the Made Goods Brennan bed, and that sort of speaks to what I'm looking for right now for interiors. I'm very into natural things anyway, and this sort of speaks to that natural element, but it gives it that gold sort of glamorous energy. And it's a bed that could really go in a contemporary space. It's a bed that could go in a in a very traditional home too, and just add a little bit of whimsy. I like that it feels and looks handmade. I'm also looking for tribal things this year. I know that's kind of done. I'm looking for the more earthy tribal things, and I think that this would be a nice sort of glint of glamour with some very earthy things.
Mm-hmm. I can see that a lot, actually. I mean, I was thinking that it looked handmade from the second I saw it, so I think you're right on.
Yeah.
Now, how about this next design?
Hi, it's Michelle. I picked the cocktail table on the left side from Modern History. It's called the Soho cocktail table, and it's made out of plexi and brass, and they also have it in plexi and stainless. It just honestly, to be truthful, it caught my eye because I want to order it for our formal living room. But we're renovating a house right now, but I actually don't currently have Modern History as one of our vendors. We do Somerset Bay a lot, so I definitely want to spend some time at Modern History this market. But some of the things that kind of caught my eye with the table is just I feel it's very classic. Again, I am doing a lot of brass accents in homes right now, mixing it with some other metals, but I felt it could go very traditional, or it could be even in a highly contemporary space. It's very classic, but yet it could be glamorous, sophisticated. The size is really nice. It's 48 by 30 with a little taller height. I believe it's 21 inches tall. And they did have a matching console table and kind of some different scatter tables and accent tables that are kind of cousins of it. So that was my pick.
Oh, wonderful. Now, are we finished with our picks, or no? Nope. Yeah, I think we are finished with our picks. Everyone got theirs?
Yep.
Okay, good. So I'm going to come back in because we don't have actually much time yet. It's 4:30, but I definitely need to get a few more words. So we're going to extend this a little bit. I want to know what do you see? I mean, this is a before market sort of hangout, and you haven't seen everything yet, but I want to kind of get some predictions. And we'll go down the line and, you know, and really just tell me, you know, doesn't have to be a big, long thing, but if you tell me what you think. Patty, how about you?
Well, I'm kind of expecting to see a lot of the indigos and cobalt blues. And I also am kind of expecting to see shades of pink, actually. I think it's kind of a take on, you know, the new color of the year, quote unquote, that really no one's too overly fond of, including myself. But, you know, I get a stack of magazines, and as I look at, like, maybe what's trending in jewelry or fashion, you're seeing a lot of the blues, of course, which is just beautiful. I think really just more cheerful, and I don't know if it's because it's springtime market, but I'm expecting to see some bright colors.
Okay, I think that I'm thinking the same thing. Michelle, how about you?
Well, I totally agree that we're going to see a lot of color. And I do feel the markets, spring market is usually some more pastel, some bright colors. I feel fall market traditionally gets into some more richer jewel tones. But this spring market, I think we're going to see some more of the organic shape furniture, whether it's, you know, organic slabs. I think we are going to keep seeing golds, coppers, bronzes, the metals. I think we're still going to, I'm trying to think what I think might be totally new, but that's a little tougher. Anyone else got any ideas what we just haven't seen before?
What haven't you seen? Any ideas?
You know, I'm trying to think of,
I don't know, but I hope someone shows us something we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
I know.
Always that
new stuff.
I think I know I'm the most excited for organics.
I could kind of figure that.
Yeah, totally. I love that it's just you know, we're sort of going back to earth, and we're sort of seeing a lot of natural products, and I think that that's a natural nesting thing that people really enjoy, and I think it's a comfortable place for people to be. I'm also getting sort of sick of really like strong, sort of almost computer-generated type patterns. I like more natural movement to fabric and things like that. And I think a lot of the prints that we're going to be seeing are going to be following more of that type of an energy in the next couple of years. I think we're going to lose all those hard trellis prints, and I think people are going to get softer again.
Now, what do you mean by softer? I'm curious. Are you thinking like that it would?
Well, with the organics and with natural, just it's a bit looser. It's not so rigid. So patterns, it's not like
not with clean lines. Maybe just kind of woven in sort of designs.
Yeah, it sort of plays on muted kind of watermarked things. You know, again, like taking a tree trunk maybe and looking at sort of like modifying that so there's movement. And then I just kind of feel like that was sort of prevalent that I've been seeing. And of course, other natural materials are always prevalent as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How about Lori? How about you?
I agree wholeheartedly with Jonathan. I think we're going to see a lot more natural elements in lighting and rugs, from tree branches and leaves and organic shapes that really and like you were saying, trunks, but cocktail tables that are natural pieces of wood, not necessarily rough hewn, but I think everything from wall art. I was mentioning a natural curiosities. I just think there's a real sense of calm in the earth and in the natural products, and I don't mean by just the material itself, but by the actual organic shapes of them. And I think we're also going to see a little more of it. I think it's sort of trickled back in, or maybe it has never really gone away so much, but a combination of the brass and the creams and the brass and whites, more of a cleaner, crisper, elegant simplicity. I think where the metals will shine and not be lost and mixed in with too many contrasting elements. But I think it's just a crisp and clean. I think color will be out there, absolutely. But I really am looking forward to seeing some great natural, organic pieces.
Wonderful. Leslie, how about you?
Well, I see kind of a combination. I'm still seeing a lot of gold accents and everything, and I'm seeing a lot of gold used on organic pieces. So I think it's kind of a mix. There's a beautiful coffee table that's like I don't know who makes it. It looks like a tree trunk, and then the outside is gilded with gold, and it's just gorgeous. So it's kind of mixing the two together.
Wonderful. Katie, how about you? I know you're tired and you're on set, but we want to know.
No, this is great. I've only been up since 4. It's okay. No, I would like to expand a little bit on what Jonathan was saying too with the patterns. I was never really into the geometrics anyway, but I think we're looking towards more, not just organic, but in a stylized way, so more floral patterns. And I hate to even venture, but more towards like the chintzes and the flowers that we saw maybe in the 80s, like when I started my career. I'm seeing those coming back, and I love those. Also playing off Jonathan, I think you mentioned tribal, but not so much sort of the Far East tribal, which I still really love, but I think everyone's a little sick of. But the tribal right here at home, like the American Southwest, I'm seeing a lot of I don't know if you guys saw the new collection for Anthropology that is more of a folksy, like handmade quality. I think we're going to see a lot more things like that, but the tribal being maybe not necessarily overseas, but right here at home.
I have to agree with you totally, Katie, on that. That's where I was coming from, because I was just in South America, and that's sort of like flavored me right now. I'm that gorgeous sort of, pigment dyes from beets and from, they just use so many beautiful natural things. Yep. So it's not that exotic. It's almost because it's exotic, but it's here. It's sort of
exactly.
We're attached to it in a way, so we can relate to it more. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, I love it. I'm so excited.
Now, are you talking with the Anthropology? Or are you talking about the Kit Kemp line? Because yes. I love her. Jonathan, I put that on when you were talking about on Facebook about wanting something different with fabrics. I put her on like her on your.
Absolutely.
Because it's just everything she has is just amazing. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. I'm going to go next to Beth.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I really agree with what everyone's saying. I think, even what we're experiencing from what our clients are asking for as well are those sort of like globally influenced, natural, more relaxed patterns. So thinking more of like really kind of like saturated colors, but with like, this like sort of like natural element to it, like hemps and sort of like, relaxed like linens and things. So, I mean, I'm really hoping to see more of that in sort of like conjunction with all these like metallics and sort of like refined pieces, but with these sort of beautiful, sort of relaxed, globally influenced textiles with embellishments. I think I'm just looking forward to seeing more layering of all of those elements together. And speaking of organics and metallics, I mean, Michael Aram is making his debut at Market, which actually I think is great timing considering trends. And he's got those, beautiful lamps with like the organic starbursts on them. And so I think he'll be an inner hall But I mean, I think it's great timing for him to be making his market debut, considering what trends are really happening right now. So.
Another one I'm so excited about.
Uh-oh, there's going to be a race.
I know she got my lighting. She got my slow lighting. So
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You and I are going to be duking it the entire time. I
know. My sneakers.
Uh-oh. Okay, last, well, we have Ariane. Why don't you tell us your...
I agree with everyone on the aesthetics. What I'm also excited about looking for and seeing is multifunctionality. So pieces that not only are pretty, you know, for example, a cocktail piece or a cocktail table or ottoman that has sliders up. There was something really great in the accessory guide. I can't remember what company did it, but it was a ottoman, a fabric ottoman, but they had little pull-out slides where you could place your drinks. Things like that our clients can have that personalized or customized look, but it also serves many different functions. I'm looking for those types of materials, those types of products in conjunction with a lot of the colors and prints and textures that the other style spotters have mentioned earlier.
You know, that actually just having you say that brought up something that I know Jeannie Chung was definitely looking at last year was, are you looking this year to see technology integrated into products? That could be, you know, charging your cell phone or extra lighting, LED lighting maybe inside a drawer or things like that. Are you going to be keeping your eye out for technology?
Well, for me, I am. I think just where I am and where my client is. My client's very busy and has a lot of things going on, and technology is such a huge part of her life that any way we can integrate it for her, her husband, her kids, that makes sense. So it could be something like, you know, a console table with plugins, or it could be something where it's very low tech, like the ottoman I mentioned, but it has so many different features. It's almost like the Swiss Army knife, and people are looking for the best value for their dollars. So anything that has that type of kind of twist to it, I would look at market.
That is fantastic. Okay, last but not least, we have Courtney.
Hey everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Excellent. For me, I am looking at basically how the interior design community is going to be linking some of the hot things on the runway, in particular glazed fabrics, linens, and things like that. Some brocade. If you were looking at the Alexander McQueen shows that's happening in Paris, as well as Givenchy shows, they're actually showing an amazing amount of brocade in their jackets and in their skirts. And last fringe, every American designer from Ralph Lauren to Marc Jacobs showed fringe on the runway, and I know there's some really great chairs that are out there right now that are showing how to incorporate fringe in some really interesting ways. So I'm really interested to see how a lot of the accessory people are going to take all these different concepts that the fashion's showing and basically applying them in their own unique ways. I know that accessories people always have fun with that, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. And also seeing how people are going to start to transition from brass and start to move into copper, because a lot of my clients love brass, but they're absolutely saturated with it at this particular moment. So in many ways, they say it's jumped the shark. So we are trying to figure out how how copper is going to be showing up in some interesting ways. But going back to your point in regards to technology, I live in Silicon Valley, so almost all of my clients are asking about how technology is going to impact their design, whether it's from having a USB port in their coffee table or in their end table to basically now, rather than having a plug, everyone's asking, can we have a T1 line next to their bedside table? Because everyone's taking their, it's like iPads with them to bed. So it's going to be interesting to see how they incorporate that in a meaningful yet design-savvy way.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I'm watching the technology sort of coming into products where you have, you know, you can just put your phone on a bedside table and it's just, you know, wirelessly charging. You know, just ease of use kind of things. We want, you know, different components to have, you know, hide our iPad. I mean, these are things we all do, right? We all have our iPad next to us at bed.
I don't want something next to my sleeping wireless charging.
You know, Lori, I think there's, I know there's a lamp out that has a USB port in it, and I think it's from Surya. It might be in a hospitality line, but it's similar to what you would see in a hotel next to bed, but you can actually put your USB into it. And I'm thinking I saw that Surya had something like that. But I also want to just comment too about whoever said about the Southwest design. I've actually had 2 clients. Are we there? Are we here?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep, go ahead.
I've actually had 2 clients recently request Southwest, which has been a little bit difficult for me to find a lot. But I've always said I think a lot of the design and trends are geographical. But when you talk about the organic too, I find that animal hide's still very, very big. And still, it falls into that organic category as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you guys all for being here. I definitely want to remind the viewers that you need to sign up, right? Because you want to make sure that all of you get to High Point, and that is April 18th through the 23rd. You want to register at highpointmarket.org, and you have to go to the VIP tour with all the style spotters on Shea at Market beginning at 9 a.m. Details will be on the website, so just keep an eye out for that because you want to meet all these people in person, of course, and kind of maybe like see where they're going to go and maybe add that to your sort of tour of High Point as well. So make sure you visit highpointmarket.org and definitely check these people out because they're amazing. They're definitely the designers to watch. And always come visit us on Interior Design Community here on Google Plus and interiordesigncommunity.com and our YouTube channel. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks so much for being here.